Hello, my dear people. So, in today's session, we will be discussing MCQs based on B.Ed Second Year Course 202, Unit 2, Dimensions of Curriculum. If you haven't watched Unit 1 yet, please go watch that. You can click the link that you can see on your screen right now and then come back to this video. Most of you must have received the timetable by now. If not, then please make a note of this and then let's continue with our video. Let's begin. Question 1. Dash is a plan of prescribed educative experiences designed to provide the individual with training to fit him for society. Option A. Lesson plan. Option B. Syllabus. Option C. Co-curricular activities. Or option D. Curriculum. The correct answer is option D. Curriculum. Curriculum doesn't have any specific definition or explanation, but this is the general idea that we have gathered from all the definitions given by different people, that all the different experiences that a school or college provides a student to get him trained and fit for society is curriculum. So it includes all the knowledge that is given as well as all the other experiences and activities. MCQ number 2. Who has given this definition? A curriculum can be defined as a plan for action or written document that includes strategies for achieving desired goals or ends. Option A. Tyler. Option B. Taba. Option C. Saylor. Option D. Pratt. Correct answer is option A. Tyler. Now, similar questions can be formed on definitions given by the other people, that is Taba, Saylor, Pratt, and many other people. So I think that you can do on your own. I don't need to give you any more examples. So all the definitions will be important from MCQ perspective. Question 3. Will library and laboratory time be included in curriculum? Option A, yes. Option B, no. Option C, I don't think so. Option D, I don't know. Answer is yes, because like I told you, all the experiences that the student gets is included under curriculum. Question 4. Which is considered the most important base for formation of curriculum? Now, all four of these are important bases for formation of any curriculum, but the psychological basis is the most important, because the aim of curriculum is to develop the student. So if the curriculum is based around the psychology of the student, it's going to be the most effective, and hence psychological basis is considered the most important base for formation of curriculum. Question 5. Development of knowledge and acquisition of facts is the only aim of curriculum. Give your opinion about the statement. I'm going to straight away tell you the answer. It's option B. No, the statement is false. Knowledge acquisition and all that is like the fundamental objective of curriculum, agreed, but it is not the only aim. The other aims can be satisfying the student's needs, developing values, making him realize all these values, synthesizing his school life with his actual real life. All these are other aims of curriculum. So there are multiple aims of curriculum. Question 6. What are the aims or objectives of curriculum? We just discussed it. Let's read through. Option A. Provide those subjects to the educand which will enable him to destroy any gulf between school life and life outside. Option B. Designed to satisfy the needs of the educand. Option C. To achieve complete development of the educand. Option D. All of the above. So by now you already know that the correct answer will be option D. All of the above. Question 7. Textbooks, blogs, museums, zoo, etc. are examples of dash. Option A. Recommended curriculum. Option B. Supported curriculum. Option C. Taught curriculum. Option D. Written curriculum. So all of them are types of curriculum. Recommended curriculum is, suppose now this Department of Education or the Commissioner of Higher Education, they implement some curriculum. That is recommended curriculum. They have recommended it to us. Then the lesson plans or syllabus that is written by the teachers, that is written curriculum. What is implemented from this written curriculum, what is taught, is taught curriculum. And all this gets supported by the textbooks, blogs, museums, audiovisual aids and materials. All this is supported curriculum. So make sure that you read through all of these types of curriculums because multiple MCQs can be formulated over this. So our correct answer is option B, supported curriculum. Question 8. Which is a principle of curriculum development? Option A, education for leisure. Option B, synthesis of all activities of life. Option C, principle of individual differences. And option D, all of the above. Now the answer is all of the above, but let me explain these points for you. Education for leisure is basically training them for using their free time well. Curriculum needs to include activities that teaches them all this. So you can foster hobbies in them or train them for some kind of sports activity, artistic activities. So this is education for leisure. So they can utilize their free time well. Second point, that is synthesis of all activities of life, is whatever skills they will require in life, that needs to be taught to them now in the curriculum itself. So giving them training for all of it is part of the curriculum. Third, principle of individual differences is very easy to understand. Each child is different, they have different abilities, capabilities, etc. And catering to all these needs is a part of curriculum. So all these three are principles of curriculum. Question 9. The outline or summary of a particular subject is dash. Option A, syllabus. Option B, curriculum. Option C, syllable. Or option D, none of the above. The obvious answer is option A, syllabus. Because as we know, curriculum is a complete whole of all the experiences, whereas an outline or summary of a particular subject will be syllabus. Question 10. How are textbooks useful to a teacher? Option A. The materials to be covered is chronologically arranged. Option B. It guides with latest research and teaching strategies. Option C. Both options A and B. Option D. None of the above. The correct answer is both options A and B. Question 11. Which recommendation does National Curriculum Framework 2005 not make? Option A. Subject boundaries be softened, leading to integrated knowledge and understanding. Option B. Textbook should be followed religiously. Option C. School should provide a stimulating environment that responds to the child's home and community environment. Option D. Textbooks and other material should incorporate local knowledge and traditional knowledge. So over here, option B is the one that is not recommended by the NCF, whereas the other three are recommendations by NCF 2005. Connecting knowledge to life outside the school, enriching the curriculum so that it goes beyond textbooks, ensuring that learning shifts away from rote methods, etc., are the basic tenets of DASH. Option A, curricular transaction. Option B, Tyler's model. Option C, Tada's model. Option D, NCF 2005. So this is a basic tenet of NCF 2005. Question 13. The National Curriculum Framework 2005 was published by Dash. Option A, NEP 1986. Option B, NCTE. Option C, NCERT. Option D, the Education Department. So it was published by NCERT, and this is basically the fourth publication. The previous three were made in the previous years, obviously. Question 14. What is the objective of Hilda Taba's model of curriculum development? Option A, help designing courses where students were supposed to learn how to think. Option B, help designing courses where objectives of schools are taken into consideration. Option C, both options A and B. And option D is none of the above. The correct answer is option A, help designing courses where students were supposed to learn how to think. According to Taba, there are three inductive thinking skills. Okay, inductive means from specific to generalization. So the three thinking skills were concept formation, then the next is interpretation of that data, and the third is application of these principles. So based on certain assumptions that children can be taught how to think and all, this model has been formulated. Question 15. According to Tyler's model of curriculum development, identifying and developing learning experiences is stage number dash. Option A 1, option B 2, option C 3, option D 4. The correct answer is option B 2. There are 4 steps in Tyler's model of curriculum development. Okay, the first step is finding out the school's objective, that is the purpose of the school. The second is this one, identifying and developing learning experiences that are related to that objective or purpose of the school. Third is organizing these experiences so that it can be taught to the students. And fourth one is evaluating it so that it can be figured out how much of these objectives have been actually realized. So these are the 4 steps of Tyler's model of curriculum development. Question 16. Put the following steps of curriculum development in order. Now this is according to Hilda Taba. Okay. Let's do it point wise as we normally do. So selecting the content, diagnosing the needs, all this. So the first point is going to be diagnosing the needs. Okay. Second will be formulating objectives based on the needs of the pupil. Third will be selecting content that is specific to these objectives. Once the content is selected, then we have to organize the content. So this will be point 4. Once the content is ready, now we have to search for learning objectives. So selecting learning experiences. Now we have to organize these learning experiences. And the last one will be evaluating them. So these are our 7 points, which is um, first to option A. Question 17. Curriculum development plays a vital role in development of a society. Give your opinion about the statement. Option A true, option B false, option C I don't know, option D no answer. So now if you think about it, you can make out the answer that if curriculum is developed, basically they are developing the student. When the student grows up, he is going to be an active part of the society and help in the development of the society. Hence, the statement will be true. Question 18. The unplanned, unintended curriculum is called dash. Option A, ghost curriculum. Option B, unplanned curriculum. Option C, hidden curriculum. Option D, unintended curriculum. So this curriculum, it is not consciously planned or executed, but this is something that the children learn because of the way in which the work of the school is planned and organized. So they learn it themselves. All right. This is called hidden curriculum. Option C. Question 19. Curriculum development is a dash. Option A, specific and narrow concept. Option B, broad concept. Option C, theoretical concept. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer will be specific and narrow concept. It is curriculum transaction that is a broad concept and it has theoretical aspects to it. But curriculum development is a specific and a very narrow concept. Question 20. While designing a curriculum, which point or points will you bear in mind? Option A, challenge and enjoyable. That is, the curriculum needs to be enjoyable to the student as well as challenging. It shouldn't be too easy for him, otherwise he will lose interest. B, breadth. That is, there needs to be variety in the curriculum. There needs to be constant change in the different subjects so that it keeps him engaged and interested. C, progression. As the child learns and grows, so does the curriculum needs to grow with him. It needs to keep on giving him new challenges, keep on growing with him. So I would say the correct answer would be option D, all of the above. So these 20 questions were all on different topics of Unit 2. So like definitions, principles, types. Now using all this information, there can be n number of MCQs that can be formulated. I have given a few examples right here. So we have already discussed the different principles of curriculum development. This we are using principle of utility as one specific principle and then formulating a question on it. So let's see question number 1. Who believes that principle of utility is the most important principle? So it is T.P. Nunn who believes that it is the most important principle. He says that it should be useful. What the child is learning needs to have complete utility for him. Only then he is going to learn it. Only then he is going to be interested in learning it. Then the second one is based on the same thing, that is principles of curriculum development. Now over here, principle of training in the proper pattern of conduct is the main principle. Who believes in this? So the answer is Crow and Crow. They say that now over here conduct doesn't mean just a simple like behavior. This is all the activities that you do in all the different situations, family situation, social situation. All that is included under this broad term of behavior or conduct. Okay, so they say that principle of training or training to in the proper pattern of conduct is the main principle. Like this, you will have to study all the different principles of curriculum. Then syllabus is a part of what? Is it a part of school, theory, curriculum, or course books? It is a part of curriculum. Curriculum is both curricular and co-curricular activities mixed. Syllabus is just a small part of curriculum. Then the term of syllabus, that means how long does a syllabus last? Does it last till the entire course, or it depends on the teacher, or is it fixed for a year, normally for a year, or is it none of these options? So the correct answer is fixed, normally for a year. So what lasts till the entire course gets over? It is the curriculum. The curriculum starts at the beginning and continues till the course finishes. So that is curriculum. This is syllabus. So see, this is the new MCQ that you can form. The term of curriculum. Answer will be till the course lasts. Then simple factual questions can be asked like curriculum is a dashboard. Is it Greek, Latin, Arabic or Old English? Correct answer is Latin. So the Latin word is currere, which usually means a race or to run. And this word has been derived from this Latin word. Then syllabus is a Greek word. Guys, I tried to cover the entire syllabus of Unit 2 in these 24-25 MCQs. But if you go to see, on each different principle or type, you can make new MCQs. So you will have to study that in detail so that you are prepared for your test. So if you like this video, please like, comment, share it with your friends. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe so that you can keep getting these videos and notifications for it. And thank you for watching, all of you. Please keep studying.